So when I was looking around at video games, I realized that Roblox had an AI assistant integrated into it. And given that I use Cursor a lot to basically outsource all my coding, I figured it would be interesting to see what this AI assistant can do. And when I was brainstorming with Gemini in terms of what it could do, it was talking about how the AI assistant could generate like cities and it could make all sorts of things. So I figured I'd give it a try. I got the Roblox Studio and I basically put in an incredibly vague prompt of literally make me a zombie apocalypse city. Now, I will say the AI assistant is very slow, but then again, this is a free, I guess, well, you can use it for free, so I'm not complaining. And it worked away for quite some time, but it made me city sort of like almost like placeholders. It made me a bit of a road that went through the city. It put a few props everywhere, but if I'm honest, they were a bit messily placed. But it was also able to make me a player health bar. It made me I think a gun, which you could shoot, reload. It had ammo. When you moved too close to zombies, which they weren't really working very well, but when you moved too close to them, you took damage, all in one prompt. So I was really quite impressed. And from there, I figured, right, well, if I can give it good enough prompts, then maybe it could naturally go a bit further. That's when I basically thought, right, well, can you obviously, go and make a baseball bat and it to be close range? Can you also, for the gun, can you add a visual sound effect? Or sorry, can you add a visual effect and a sound effect to it? And it went and did that. Like for the gun, and it really, really impressive. Now, for some odd reason, I did obviously have the point where the baseball bat was shooting as well, and I couldn't quite seem to fix that with a couple prompts. So that's obviously not ideal. But from there, I was able to ask it to basically make a menu screen, right? When you first load in, you click new game, select the difficulty, click start, and then you're in. So, and I think that was pretty much with one or two prompts as well. And in the end, what I ended up doing is I ended up pretty much making about 5 to 6 fairly big prompts with Gemini. And I basically went about my day doing whatever. And then once the prompt was done, I'd copy and paste it in and continue doing whatever else I was doing in the day. The point being is that it was able to go and make some pretty good stuff. Now, at the time of recording, the game's not actually working very well. I can't see like whenever I click the start a new game, it doesn't seem to want to do anything. So I'm a bit stuck with that. But I have taken a look around the map in terms of what it has been able to make after about 5 to 6 prompts, and I think for the most part, in terms of the zombie models and in terms of some of the structures, it's done pretty well. Now, what I will say is that obviously I was so early into this and I really haven't spent that much time at all. And the sort of thing I'm curious about is how much AI can actually put together. Because obviously, I'm going to want to use the AI to, for example, do the coding and the function related stuff. For example, I added like a stamina bar thing as well. But it will just be interesting to see what else that actually AI can do, how much it can work away at things. And I also realized with Roblox as well, it's kind of crazy in terms of like the server stuff, from what I could see, or at least from what AI could tell me, it doesn't matter whether you got one person or 100,000 people on the server, it's all still free. Now, there are, quite a lot of like percentage cuts and stuff with it. So that's sort of fair enough. But in terms of what AI has been able to make, it has been pretty good. And given that I started off with such a vague prompt and it was able to make quite a lot, I am pretty impressed. I think it was able to make, in terms of the menu, it was able to make like a little bit of like a map selection screen, a little armory thing, a little upgrades thing. Really, really quite cool. So moving forward, if I'm honest, I think I might look to spend a bit more time looking at Roblox. Now, whether this turns into a full blown series where I start making a Roblox game on the side, I don't know. But what I will say is I can definitely see a lot of potential. One of the interesting things was as well is when I was going back and forth with Gemini, it was talking about how I could basically get AI, the AI assistant, to go and find certain assets, for example, for the zombies. And also, I think it was like an R15 or whatever it was, which was something around how to basically go and search for the actual model, but also for the almost like the logic of how it moves or animates. I don't know. I'm still very new to this, and I was like, okay, yeah, let's just get it to go and do that. And I mean, from what I can see, it's gone and found some pretty good zombie models and other varying images. But yeah, and all I will say is like what I'm finding is that if you just don't, well, for me at least, when I don't understand something within a game, I just simply ask AI. Right? I simply ask AI, try and get it to explain it to me so that I've got understanding of, for example, what to then put into the AI system, what to then ask Gemini next in order to basically get the outcome that I want. And in terms of, like the game as well, I was able to get zombies spawning in. I was able to shoot them, kill them. The kill count was able to go up. But obviously speaking, within about pretty much an hour, of having like spent on this, obviously I need to spend so much more time if I actually want this game to be somewhat semi decent. But I think just it's going to be interesting to see how things go along. What sort of genres that people could just simply make, and just generally the fact that I can put in a vague prompt and the AI assistant can go away and make structures or find assets and put them in the game. That alone is really quite good, and it makes me wonder about, well, could AI, the AI assistant in Roblox, could that actually help me develop 70 to 80% of the game, right? Even if it pulls in all the assets and makes all the function, then I just need to move things around, right? And maybe place things around. That's okay with me. But yeah, it is just interesting because obviously it does somewhat have similarities to Cursor, at least on the sort of coding and function part. But I will have to keep you updated. Let me know if you are interested in maybe seeing more of perhaps a series of this. I think I might do one anyway, but it's going to be interesting to play around with the AI just to see how much AI can really do when it comes to game creation. Because honestly, the main thing that I am actually interested in doing is making enjoyable experiences. And if I can make an enjoyable and challenging experience with AI, then that makes sense to me. But hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you soon.